We were so impressed with all of that pulling power, we're giving you a brand new model, the F Super Duty.
As you can see, it's the meanest, toughest truck ever. And it opens up a whole new arena to push Chevrolet around in.
So with F-Series, we've expanded our advantages in value and powertrains, and with the new F Super Duty and toughness. And I've got to say, that combination is going to give the Chevrolet Grizzly Bear a new crew cut. It demonstrates once again that Ford truly is America's truck.
Ford's riding the streets and trails and roads. We're carrying people and hauling loads. When tough men need tough trucks and good's not enough. America's truck is built for tough.
The big Ford pickups for '88 with new power, luxury interiors, popular features, tough trucks that have been #1 for 10 straight years.
America's truck is built for tough.
America's truck. You know, that kind of says it all about the F-Series. And I'm sure that you all, the Ford team, will deliver the knockout punch again to the full-size business in 1988.
And speaking of knockout punches, many of you came out of your seats when we showed you Bigfoot earlier. Well, you'll be pleased to know that Bigfoot will be a star of a new commercial this year. One that sends the message that we intend to crush the competition again.
See this long row of junkers? It's not too tough a road for the famous Ford Bigfoot, but can a regular Ford 4x4 drive over it carrying a Chevy? Watch as the Ford starts to claw over the twisted metal. Only Ford has twin traction beam front suspension, and this year only Ford has a complete line of multi-port fuel-injected engines. Yes, the Ford makes it over the torture road and joins its big brother. No wonder Ford is the best-selling pickup in the world. The best-built American truck 7 years running. Built Ford Tough.
We kind of thought you'd like that one. Incidentally, if there's anybody up there who doesn't get excited over that, you better go call a coroner, because you got some real problems. Let's take a moment to look at a market that depends on moving a lot of people to a lot of different places.
Taurus wagon will again spearhead our drive for wagon leadership because Taurus is the most popular station wagon in America.
You really wouldn't expect writers for Car and Driver, who normally favor Porsches and Ferraris, to be fired up about a station wagon. But just listen to what they said. This is an enticing car even to the hard-bitten enthusiast. The Taurus wagon looks like a spaceship, and every other car maker in the country has been left in its contrail.
With that kind of opinion out there, you can rest assured we're going to give the Taurus wagon all the attention it deserves.
We should have bought that painting.
I know.
You liked it too.
I did.
Maybe we should turn around and go back.
Nah, it'd be gone by now. Now, look at this.
The painting.
This car is full of surprises.
Ford Taurus wagon. Technology advances the art of the station wagon.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
The Aerostar wagon is our biggest selling people mover. More and more customers are choosing Aerostar as their family car. And in 1988, they will choose from a simplified lineup, which offers even better customer value.
We've renamed the standard Aerostar wagon the XL and have made several features standard, including the bright grille, deluxe bumper, heavy-duty battery, and super cooling, all at no additional cost. And we've also added the XL Plus, which includes all of this great equipment and can be offered for less than $13,000.
And for customers who want the ultimate in luxury and convenience, there's the all-new Eddie Bauer Aerostar, following in the path of the successful Eddie Bauer Broncos.
The Eddie Bauer Aerostar is really in a league all by itself, with features like captain's chairs and a super sound system. And to close the deal, the Eddie Bauer Aerostar also includes free air, an $850 value. So it's easy to understand that when it comes to compact wagons, nobody does it better than Aerostar.
Nobody does it better.
In the new world of minivans, nobody does it like the Ford Aerostar. Nobody gives you the highly distinctive styling, the smooth riding comfort, the total design integrity of Ford Aerostar. For the discriminating, nobody does it like Ford Aerostar. Have you driven a Ford lately?
We also have a winner in the full-size wagon market. The Ford Club Wagon is an ideal choice for all types of heavy loads and trailering. Club Wagon really came on strong this year, and we plan to become the leader in full-size wagons in 1988 by taking full advantage of the XLT package that includes free air conditioning.
With all this talk about new developments in people movers, we sometimes forget that Ford really started the wagon business. And over the years, the Country Squire has become America's family wagon.
Country Squire in 1988 is exactly what traditional wagon buyers want. And with its refined new look, its appeal should be even better. But wagons are only a part of your large car story. Crown Victoria shares the same front-end treatment as the wagon, but also features a new wraparound tail lamp design and a new deck lid.
And most importantly, your customers haven't lost a thing, because the Crown Vic's luggage capacity is the same while its liftover has been lowered. And inside, the 6-passenger seating's the same, and the instrumentation has been greatly improved.
In 1988, we'll put more value in the LX. You'll be able to offer customers discounts of $700 on the sedan and $1,000 with the LX wagon package.
And of course, we cannot overlook the role that Crown Victoria plays in our efforts to convert the General Motors owners. Ford and GM now account for 95% of the full-size business. And up until now, GM really has been dominant.
But Ford has been gaining share with these buyers, and we're confident that many GM owners will find exactly what they're looking for in the better-looking, high-value Crown Victoria. And we'll spread the word with this commercial.
The Ford LTD Crown Victoria. It keeps getting better every year, because even though it has come to represent full-size luxury, it has also come to represent a commitment to continuous improvement. This is the latest edition of the Ford LTD Crown Victoria, where refinement and improvement remain as big an idea as room and comfort.
than any other car in our lineup today, Taurus has made us #1. You know, it's the design and engineering that really are what Ford is all about. But Taurus buyers are really no different than any others when it comes down to certain things of value, things like value. So in 1988, we made the Taurus value story even better. As an example, this GL is equipped the way that you told us most people wanted to buy the car. And by also increasing the value, we've increased the discount to $400. Now you got to admit, putting a discount on one of the hottest selling cars in America is such a great offer that we think this GL should account for, I don't know, something like 50% of your total Taurus sales. Now, to go along with this value story, we made some other improvements. I think the biggest of which is that we made the 3.8-liter V6 engine available as an option. Plus, we're expanding the availability of the 3-liter engine to the Taurus L. So now it's all across the line, and that should help you a lot. It will. Thank you. We've also identified today and throughout the year our biggest opportunity as GM and the Japanese. And Taurus can go after them both. So this year we developed a Taurus commercial to specifically motivate both GM and import owners to come into your dealerships and give Taurus a try.
Well?
They want an answer next week. The money's right, department head, everything.
Terrific.
There is one thing. The company car, it wouldn't be a Taurus.
Oh. Well, better offer will come along.
Ford Taurus, advanced design that's designed to reward you.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
You know, there's no question that Taurus has changed a lot of attitudes about Ford. But the evolutionary process which created the Taurus and the Thunderbird Turbo Coupe goes on, because it's a process of continuous improvement that aims at nothing short of best in class. And in 1988, that same philosophy has been applied to another car, a car called Temple, a car that we guarantee will cause a whole lot of buyers to develop a whole new attitude about Ford and about themselves.
I'm so tired of the same old me, tired of the same old hair, the same dull clothes I wear. I'm so tired of being a bore, and I need to pick up the tempo of my life. I've got to change my shape, I've got to change my looks. I want to look just like the girls in all the fashion books. I can't remain this way. I've got to change me now. I've got to look just like the girls that make the voice say, wow.
sure that you can agree after seeing the brand new Tempo that it is an excellent example of Ford's dedication to bring all our cars and trucks up to best-in-class standards. And we really think Tempo in 1988 represents a big opportunity for us because the car now looks like it was designed by the same people that did Taurus and Thunderbird. And we'll tell Tempo's story about its substantial improvements in a commercial like this one.
It's here. A sleek new example of design leadership. A sophisticated sedan with superb road manners. Its name, Ford Tempo. The new Ford Tempo. A more sophisticated way to express your driving ambition.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
And I guess you wouldn't be too surprised to know that in keeping with our overall marketing strategy, we've planned a strong value story with the high-volume Tempo GL package that we have here on the turntable. The package includes items like tilt steering wheel and automatic transmission and air conditioning, all discounted by $500, so that you can sell this great new Tempo GL package at less than $10,000. But really, the GLs are just about 1/3 of the Tempo story for 1988 because we'll be introducing this new GLS, an exciting model that features a performance look and provides prospective buyers with what we call a more sophisticated way to express their driving ambitions.
It's here.
Traffic 2 over.
A sleek new example of design leadership. A sophisticated sports sedan with true feel-of-the-road handling. Its name, Ford Tempo GLS. The new Ford Tempo GLS. A more sophisticated way to express your driving ambition.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
You know, this new GLS is researched very well for us and should be a great winner. And so should our all-wheel drive Tempo model, which will be available again in 1988 with just one small change. You have our commitment that both the car and the advertising will be here before winter arrives. So our 88 Tempo is a whole new attitude, and it's also a great sales opportunity. As a matter of fact, we've set an objective for 300,000 Tempos in 1988. And when you add that to Escort and Taurus, we think these three cars alone can break the 1 million sales barrier in 1988 and lead the Ford team to a new record in the process. So with the momentum we have and our strongest product lineup ever, we can sell 1.5 million cars and 1.5 million trucks and get 15% of the car business and 30% of the truck business and take combined car and truck leadership for the second year in a row.
Now, as recently as the early 1980s, the letters F-O-R-D stood for something less than best in class. We had no alternative but to turn things around, and fortunately we succeeded. What we did was to make a transition from a find and fix mentality to a process that is front-loaded with a prevention mentality. You know, it is actually easier and less costly to design and build vehicles that are of the highest quality than to wait and make our quality good in your service departments. The net result of these changes is a 60% improvement in car quality since 1980, and the unchallenged claim of having the highest quality of any domestic manufacturer. And by the way, truck quality is very strong as well. One very important objective is to reduce the product development time overall in order to respond to customer wants and needs in a shorter time. Concept to Customer, or CTC, also involves the mandate to adopt the strongest possible customer focus. Shortening the entire process to more quickly meet customer needs also has tremendous competitive implication. For example, if it takes a competitor 5 years to bring a product to market, but it takes us only 4 years, we can do two very amazing things. We can start a year later and still bring out products that are current and in line with what buyers want. And we can bring more products to the market. Within a 20-year period, for example, we could bring out 5 new products to the competition's 4. And when that day comes, no one will be counting things gone wrong anymore. In fact, customers will probably be buying on the basis of things gone right. And they'll be choosing your showrooms and your service departments for the same reasons. Things gone right reasons. They'll shop and buy based on the quality of product and quality of experience. One important question we can ask ourselves is, what does QCP improvement mean to the success of my dealership? Well, let's take a look at an analysis of the 850 largest Ford division dealers in 1986. Dealers in that group who were in the top 10% QCP had a car share of 15.3% and a truck share of 33.4%. The other side, the bottom 10% of this group, had a car share of 12.3% and a truck share of 28.9%. And here's a look at the Ford dealers who won the President's Award last year. These President's Award winners had a car share of 17.6% compared to a national average of 12.2%. The national average return on operating investment last year was 30.5%. For the award winners, it was 39.4%. The evidence, I think, is very clear in its mounting. We must build better, and we must service better. In fact, we must build best, and we must satisfy best. We must be number 1, best in class on all counts. Now, we're still a long way from reaching that on a worldwide basis. We know that. But it's clear that the road we've taken to improve every customer's ownership experience is the right road. In fact, we have made tremendous progress in improving customer satisfaction during 1986. On our part, similar to the concept of customer process, we have taken steps in Ford Parts and Service to refine a new complaint handling program that we're testing right now in 5 districts throughout the country. Through your dealer council, you have asked, and very forcefully, for more authority in resolving complaints. And that's exactly what this new system involves. We have turned over in those 5 test districts the entire authority to the dealers. We have gotten out of the way of the process. No more prior approvals, no more anything else. And this program will go national in 1988 based on the test. We've taken weeks out of the complaint handling process to resolve customer problems quicker and better. And we're learning that our role must be to help clearly establish your authority in your customers' minds, which includes, by the way, a rather significant increase in your goodwill authority. I call it, when I talk to the dealer council, the final step towards cementing the trust relationship. We are continuing to strengthen our technical and parts support and our follow-up responsiveness to all field programs. We're not perfect. We know we're not perfect. Many of you have told me about some of the problems we have, but we are getting better. Your role in all of this will be to take on as many of the responsibilities of satisfying customers that you can, as well as to improve administrative procedures in your dealership and maintain appropriate contact with us so that we can help you when you need us. After all, it's a tough job to satisfy customers. Of course, some definitions of satisfaction are relatively easy to fulfill. Others are nearly impossible to execute. It's easy to say, for example, that a satisfied customer is someone whose product quality and sales and service expectations are fulfilled. That sounds right. But you can't always know what a customer's expectations are. They're not predictable. They're not quantifiable. They're not neatly categorized or prioritized. What's more, each of us is unique, no two alike, and our expectations differ in the same unique ways. But that's our job, to get into the mind of each customer and treat him like we'd want to be treated. That means actively practicing God's golden rule. It's never as easy and wonderful as it sounds. Let me give you an example. I got a call the other day from a lady who was very upset and wanted to complain about a dealer who had just charged her a rather substantial amount of money for a valve job. And I said, well, could you tell me when you bought the car? And she said, well, it's 9 years old. And I said, well, how many miles does the car have? And she said, 143,000. And I said, I guess I coughed And she said, "Are you there?" And I said, "Yes, I'm there." She said, "Aren't you the guy I was supposed to call